Hey guys, I'm going to teach you today about the blind cross. It's one of our basic maneuvers in agility. So with the blind cross, we establish one line with the dog, and then we switch and change the line for the dog. And that gives us our blind cross. You know you can do the blind cross when you see your dog is committed to the current line. So when we did our post turns, showed the line that we wanted them to come this way. And then as we turned, they came and followed that line, basically doing an about turn. Well, with the blind cross, we're just switching the line. So when you do this and you release your dog, you're going to see about one full stride, but you really need to be paying attention to them. Are they committed to following this line? And when you see that, that's when you switch to the other side and now show them this new line. So you'll know if you do the blind cross too late, if you do your line and you switch, but the dog then continues to go on this line and follows you around this way. So basically you've done a post turn, but that tells you you waited way too long to do your blind cross. It's going to be really important that you record yourself so you can see what you're doing and what your dog is doing so that you can make better decisions in the future if you need to fix something. Why, if they're constantly going on the same side and not switching over, you're waiting too long, the dog's not committed, and that might mean you have to go back to the post turn. The videoing will help you figure out what is going on and how to correct it. There's going to be two steps to this. The first step that you do that I'm going to show you here, I want you to do it until you get comfortable. Once you get comfortable with doing the blind cross this way, then we're going to add the next step, and then you will continue with that step. What we're going to do is put the dog in a stay. I'm going to cue with the one hand that I want the first line to be on, and the toy is going to be on the opposite hand, hidden away. And as we call our dog and they are coming in, we are then going to switch, full body rotation, and then we're going to drop the toy when we see that they're coming on the new line. Okay. Yes, you can see that she literally made the change to come over, and I reconnected, and as soon as I saw she made the change in line, I dropped the toy. Good girl. All right, so this is going to show you with a dog that's much faster and what it looks like with the tug toy. Okay, slice, stay. So I have to be much faster with her. Remember, the toy is in the opposite hand that I'm going to switch to, what the end result line is going to be. And then my hand is on the first line. She's much faster, so I have to get prepared for this. Slice. Yes, wow, super good. Awesome. Wow. So right now I'm just staying stationary and just rotating the upper part of my body. Okay, and that's what we're doing on this first half. We're then going to add motion here in the second half. Good girl. Nice. Out. You want to do it one more time? I'm going to show you on the other side too, just so you can get a view of the other side. Okay, ready? Sit. Good. Out. Wait. So now the toy is going to go in my left hand and get ready to drop, whereas my right hand is now my first line. Slice. Yes, good girl. Nice, good job. So again, when I make that full rotation, I make sure that I'm looking at my dog. Something else to consider is probably every fourth or fifth rep, you want to go ahead and reward your dog for the same side. So to keep them honest and making sure that they're really paying attention to our handling cues, because sometimes what's going to happen is if you keep repeating the same thing over and over again, then they're going to just continually always do that behavior and then just make the switch even though you didn't cue it. So we want to make sure that they're really truly paying attention. And like I just did 4 reps of the blind cross. Slice. Yes, good girl. Nice. Good job. One mistake you don't want to do with your blind cross is doing a half blind, and a lot of new handlers will make this mistake. One thing about agility is always connecting with your dog, being connected and moving. So when we do the blind cross, we're setting our line, and as we switch, we need to reconnect to our dog. But a lot of new handlers will make the mistake where they don't connect and they do this. They start with a line, they do a blind cross, but they keep moving forward and not looking back at their dog. So make sure when you're doing this, you reconnect as soon as you switch. Okay, once you've done this several times and you now feel comfortable with doing the switch of the blind cross and you see that your dog is really truly changing its line, then you're going to add some motion to this where you are moving forward in the direction that you want to go, but also we're going to make sure that you don't do a half blind where you're not reconnecting with your dog. And so what you're going to do is now the reward is going to be in the opposite hand. So the hand that you start with, you will actually have it in this hand, and as you go forward you will switch and you have to physically drop it and completely turn your body to get the blind and then drop and go. Okay, if I want to do the blind on the other side, now the toy is in this hand, I do this switch, I full rotate and drop the toy that way. He's in the right hand, slice. Yes, good girl, good. And the reason why you want to keep moving is you want to keep showing your dog full motion forward that you will be moving. Now I'm going to show you with Amavi doing it with her speed and her toy. Toy's in the right. Amavi! Yes, good girl. Nice job. And that in motion blind cross. Just one final note, don't forget to work both sides equally. If your dog is really struggling on one side, then you probably should work that side more, but you definitely want to work both sides and make sure you reward them every so often with just coming on the same side, not always switching your line.